So, Alexander Gustafsson, did you watch the Joe Rogan episode tonight?
Thought so, right?
I got about 20 minutes in. I need to finish up. Maybe we'll watch it after we watch these fights. So he got his first win in the UFC was the UFC 205 in 2009. So he told me, yeah, he said I guess, it'd been 10 years since he signed his UFC contract. Is I think what he said on Joe Rogan. Then he lost to Phil Davis, his second fight in the UFC. That'll be the first one we watch. Cyril Diabate, he beat him rear naked choke. James Tehuna, rear naked choke. Matt Hamill, TKO and elbows. Vladimir Matchenko, TKO. Yeah, I remember that fight. Thiago Silva, decision. Fought Shogun to a decision. Unanimous decision to John Jones. That is the fight I texted you about earlier. I was super looking forward to watching. Jim Manuel, KO with a knee and punches. Then he loses 2 in a row to Anthony Johnson and Daniel Cormier. So Cormier and Jones fights are decision losses, and Johnson and Phil Davis are first round losses. He loses to Phil Davis in the first. Let me double check that. Phil Davis in the first to a submission, and he loses to Anthony Johnson in the first to punches in Stockholm, Sweden. Bummer. What do you think Anthony Johnson's doing besides being in the weed business and working with a football team?
Eating a lot. He's fucking huge.
Super heavyweight. What the hell?
Watch him come back at heavyweight.
Oh yeah, like watching come back into the mix and fight DC at heavyweight after the Stipe fight or something. That would be crazy.
Fighting Stipe. What if he fought Stipe? Or dude, Francis Ngannou?
Hey, dude, we should think about watching the Ultimate Fighter this season and doing podcast companions on that, because my buddy Bryce is going to be on there. I just shared the audio and video podcast yesterday and today with Bryce. If you haven't listened to that podcast, it's really good. Check it out. Bryce is super Jason, I don't know. Really good dude, and been knowing each other I've known since 16 years old. So, well, let's get on with this. Let me get these NASA images of the day off the TV, bro. Alright, so we're going to get going with the Phil Davis loss. So why are we just choosing just to watch the losses? Oh, man. To the deal. Putting the headphones on?
I've got to hear everything, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, put them on. It's better that way. Yeah. I think they go on the other side. Okay, the first part of that audio is probably going to be a little weird, but whatever. Phil Davis, what's he been doing in Bellator? I hadn't really kept up with him.
I can't really remember.
I'm gonna look him up right now. Phyllis. Let's see here. He lost to Ryan Bader. How you gonna lose to Ryan Bader, Phil? Lost to Ryan Bader in the UFC too.
Yeah.
Bummer, twice. Lost to Anthony Johnson. All decisions though. Lost to Rashad Evans. I remember that. He was on a big streak too when he fought Rashad, because he beat Gustafsson and had 4 other wins in the UFC. Why are we even watching this?
Good question.
Fight Pass, you can just fast forward. It's just so fantastic.
I hate those shorts. God damn.
Gustafsson without the Viking beard. This was in '09, I think I said. I'm looking forward to watching that John Jones fight. I hadn't seen that since it happened, actually.
Oh, I've seen it several
You
times.
watch it a few times?
Oh, yeah. It comes on TV all the time.
Yeah, dude, I haven't had cable or TiVo or anything in such a long time, but or satellite or whatever. I've just been streaming shit digital, 100%. But when I did have it, I recorded shit tons of fights, man. I would always have like a stockpile of fights. They'd record UFC Unleashed all the time. Nine and 0. That is about to get shattered. Tail of the tape. Mike Goldberg, rest in peace. Isn't it crazy how they just traded Mike Goldberg for Jimmy Smith?
Exactly.
It was wild. I do like it when Jimmy Smith comes on Jerry. Bruce Buffer makes so much money.
He has his own lines of suits.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. The suit he was wearing when we were at the T-Mobile Arena last July
Fresh
was dude, it was pristine. You ever watch that show Lost in Space when you were a kid? On the Sci-Fi Channel. They did a remake of it. It's on Netflix. It's actually pretty good. I watched the first couple episodes the other night. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
The only thing I watched on Sci-Fi was like Twilight Zone.
What about Quantum Leap, bro? Did you ever watch that? You never watched Quantum Leap?
No, man.
Dude.
Wasn't a big sci-fi guy.
Pink trunks for Phil Davis. Davis's wrestling and like his physique are both awesome. Didn't he wrestle at like Iowa or Penn State? Yeah, Penn State. Dude, he is going for the takedown.
Look at them tree trunks.
Just imagine how much more effective wrestlers would be if they didn't have to deal with that cage. That's like a little bit of an equalizer, I think, because like you don't deal with anything. You could be the highest level collegiate wrestler there is and not deal with the cage at all. You know, like you're never going to do that in a big open mat area in a gymnasium. What the fuck's going on here? Come on now. That's why I need the podcasting supercomputer, dude. There's too much, like, the Google Chrome is nice, but sometimes it does this piss me off. Look, the video is currently unavailable. Please try again later. That's actually a problem with Fight Pass. It does this sometimes, too. We're going to try it again. So let's talk about that podcast.
Dude, you need to put that shit online.
Man.
You really do.
What were your general thoughts just listening to about 45 minutes of that?
Insane, but intriguing insane.
What would your synopsis of that individual, not knowing anything about him, not knowing who he is, never met him?
He's out there for sure. Wild individual.
Off the reservation.
He's either tapped into another dimension for real or he's crazy.
You look good with those headphones on.
Bro, that was my water.
Yeah, well, sorry. 6'5".
Didn't we just watch this?
Yeah, well, I'm doing the best I can over here, okay? I haven't built a podcasting supercomputer yet. It's coming.
Look at that bowling ball grab.
Oh, right in the booty.
He does it a couple times right there, too. Tank grabbing. Bro, I feel like Alex Jones over here.
Yeah. Oh man, that was such a funny episode. Like one of my guests got kind of got weird about us drinking on the podcast, and I'm like, dude, have you seen the Alex Jones episode of Joe Rogan? I'm like, dude, they got drunk and high, and like we're just losing it. I mean, and going out there, and I mean, not out there like that podcast we're talking about, which I may or may not upload.
No, you gotta upload it.
Man, I'm so torn.
No, you're not. It will get the most views.
So without going, I would say, so just so the audience, if they're listening, had a crazy person on the podcast that I've known for several years, but I'm not really around him. Probably been around him, like, hung out real seriously, like maybe a dozen times. But I wanted to come on the podcast for the stuff they've had going on, but he Tom DeLonged me. Aren't you glad we watched that Tom DeLonge podcast so you could get that reference now?
Yeah, that dude is fucking wild.
Yeah. So, so what do you think about, I don't know, man. I'm up in the air on uploading it for a few reasons. But
this was Frankie Edgar versus BJ Penn, wasn't it?
Yes. It's Abu Dhabi. Also Anderson Silva versus Damian Maia.
Yeah, which was a terrible fight towards the end.
Here's where he gets him. Gets like Phil Davis always does these weird modified submissions too.
Yeah,
like he has like that modified Americana and Kimura, I think it was. Yeah, it was a Kimura. Yeah, no, this is not good for you, Alex. Yeah, man, wrestlers they do have a good squeeze, like this sort of a front choke. You remember when Matt Hughes choked Ricardo Almeida? I just watched that fight the other day. What's crazy about that is that Matt Hughes beat everybody out of Renzo Gracie's, including Renzo Gracie. Renzo Gracie, Ricardo Almeida, and there's one other, Matt Serra.
He fucking beat
and
Hoist Gracie too himself. Fucking took him down, pounded him out. I almost want to say he put a fucking rear naked choke on him too.
He pounded him out from rear mount. I coached two people to tap two people in a tournament recently with that same move. See, man, wrestlers are so good at that. See how you had that seatbelt kind of set up? Oh, wow. That was good. Way to go out the back door, Gus. Huh. Front kick. Yeah, I am impressed with Gustafsson's not getting as ragdolled as you would think he would fighting Mr. Wonderful.
He went straight to Phil and started training with him after this fight.
That is true. I remember hearing that, dude.
They trained for a while together, and that's why his wrestling looks so good against John Jones.
Real good elbows, Mike. Damn. Dude, that's he needs to use that underhook and come up to his knees, get out to the side. He got jammed up in the spot twice now. I think this is I remember him getting it. I remember getting choked from this spot. This is where he sinks in the choke. I thought he did. I thought he was going to do it on the first attempt. Anaconda.
What is this?
Did he go unconscious? Man, I would have gone unconscious. He must not have heard the 10-second clacker. Man, 9-0, no more. Okay, what we want to do? Next we'll do John Jones. Bam. Dude, I remember just losing it when I watched this fight. And like they both go to the hospital at the end.
But Jones looked worse.
Yeah, that was a super close fight. I remember like that. Like remember when Jones fought Machida and people were like, "Oh my God, somebody punched him! It's the first time we've ever seen him be punched."
I scored it for Gus.
You know what?
I
I'm
scored
never
it.
gonna be convinced that Carlos Condit beat Nick Diaz.
I can debate that. I believe he won that fight.
Bro, are we gonna have to do a Nick Diaz Unraveled on this
Bro,
motherfucker?
I'm telling you right now, he just Muhammad Ali'd his ass, bro.
That is a good point. Did you know Muhammad Ali ran miles backwards as part of the training regimen because that was part of his style? Like tonight in kickboxing, I was teaching. We were doing these things called swing steps, and Dwayne Ludwig's big on them. But it's like everybody in every gym you go to that does striking, you'll be like, "Oh, you don't need to be backing up. Don't back up." But I'm just like like everybody backs up
every direction.
Exactly. But you got to be crafty and strategic with it. You can't just not train it and then expect to be good at it when it fucking comes up, which it will all the time. Nine wins by knockout for Jones at this point. UFC 165.
It should be more because he was going to knock out Matt Hamill.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, didn't he knock out Matt Hamill or did he tap?
He got disqualified because he was dropping 12 to 6.
Yeah, but didn't they do that between rounds or something?
Yeah, Mario Yamasaki stopped the fight and disqualified him. They didn't even give him warnings or anything.
I need to go back and watch that. I've been wanting to do like a John Jones, just sit down and watch like a whole bunch of his fights. That's why I'm glad we're watching this one right now. Dude, I'm just such a fan of Jones's striking, or Winklejohn's striking, rather. I even like Holly Holmes' style, man. She's got a crafty, like it's in a way, like I get what she's trying to do. But I love how he like it for Jones. I just think because of his physique and his size, he just does he does so well with some of the techniques like the oblique kicks and the low side kicks, like leg side kicks to the leg. All right. Round 1 of 5. Here we go. Man, back when Jones was sponsored by Nike and had Gatorade on his trunks.
He's like been sponsored by so much and then stripped of it. He was sponsored by Nike, stripped. Sponsored by Reebok, stripped.
Yeah.
I won't even say Gatorade stripped him too. Like he lost. He's fucked up so much.
I know, man. It's those damn
him,
dick pills, dude.
I hate it for him because I believe he really is a good person. Like, people call him fake and shit and this and that. I don't think he is fake. I think he's angry when he needs to be. I think he's calm when he needs to be.
Well, I mean, yeah, how do you adjust to being a millionaire like when you're that young and being like, dude, I'm telling you right now, like it's kind of like I always joke about that Spider-Man saying like with great power comes great responsibility, but like anytime you do martial arts like and you have like that sort of a skill set, it's like imagine being like the best of the best, dude. You're on top.
And being a wild motherfucker.
Yeah. Dude, oh man, him telling those stories on you saw the Joe Rogan episode, right? I've listened to that one like 2 or 3 times. Man.
Bro, I fucking love John Jones. I ain't even hating on him.
Dude, I love his technique. Like this fight right here, like man, he just keeps working that oblique kick and that lead leg side kick, and I love it, dude. He's even throwing a rear leg inside leg side kick. Meaning his rear leg side kick to Gustafsson's inside lead leg. Like where you would normally kick. Man, he's just so good at all the stuff that like I feel like he was a pioneer for a lot of things that people said you couldn't do, like oblique kicks and like dude, he just opened up the low leg kicking game. Like before Jones, I don't remember anyone throwing anything to the legs other than just like Thai style round kicks and inside leg kicks and like Henderson step behind inside leg kick.
I mean, it's beautiful what he does. I mean, one of the favorite things of mine that he's done in a fight is in the Glover Teixeira fight is when he gets both underhooks and he puts him up the cage, dude, and he almost gets him in a double standing armbar.
Yeah, he broke Glover Teixeira's armbar with a
dude.
whizzer in that fight. A fucking overhook. Broke his shoulder.
Like, how are you even thinking about that right now? Like, you just felt it, and you're just going to try and pop this dude's elbows while you're standing?
There's a way you can get counter the tie clinch and do that to people, too. Like, when they get you in the plum grip around the back of your neck. So I kind of tell people this just because I've done a little bit of research on it, but a lot of the low leg kick game, here you go, man, from the Jackson's camp, comes from a Filipino martial art called Panabjagman.
Called Punjab? What'd you say?
Panabjagman. It's a low kick. It's a kicking art, and it's a low kicking art. Yeah, it was a sick combo.
See, finishing with the kicks, man. That's what I love to see.
You know that like I like to do like a cross hook rear leg slide out. That's one of my favorites. I like train the hell out of that for my guys. Like I just had a guy had a kickboxing fight, and that was a combo that we trained relentlessly. That I was he threw it a few times, but I was trying to get him to throw it more in between rounds 1 and 2. We still finished the dude with a cross, so maybe that's what he was trying to do. Damn, Jones got a little cut.
Yeah, man, that left hook, dude.
In round 1.
I'm pretty sure he gets a takedown here.
These guys are just so similar in their physique and everything. I think that's the third time I've said physique on this podcast. Physique shall be the word of the day. Yeah. What?
Told you.
Wow. Gustafsson hit a leg flare double leg takedown.
And that's why I had him win the first fight, or the first round. The first 3 rounds I have for Gus. The 4th and 5th are iffy, but they could be scored either way. But I give this fight to Gus, honestly. Jones
has landed more of the kicks. Very few punches. I know, right? John, you know, Gustafsson poked over to Shera in the eyes several times. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's bitching at both of them. He's like, Bink.
I mean, it's hard not to do that. They need to put some at the end of the gloves where it automatically contracts the fingers or curves your fingers where you can't stick them out.
Have you ever seen MMA sparring gloves? Like they have more of a rounded end to them. I think that I think something like that could help. But you don't want to lose your ability to grapple, you know. Because he knows he lost the round because of that takedown.
Okay, but the Anderson Silva that beat Rich Franklin would beat that John Jones right
there. I don't know, bro.
Yes.
Maybe.
The nastiness. Anderson
Still,
Silva,
the level of technique, man. Anderson had awesome reaction time, creativity, could get in the zone. Like, I literally could see him getting in the zone when he was, like, on some fights that he honed. Like, do you remember when he knocked out James Irvin?
Oh, yeah.
And,
caught the leg kick and just, bam. And then when he was ground and pounding him, adjusted so fast, dude, and come in with an uppercut. Split the block, bro. He was pounding him, wasn't getting through, and then went, beep, knocked him.
Anderson had amazing reaction time and extreme focus. Like, when he was in his prime.
His aggressiveness in his prime.
But his level of technique. John Jones is so, just has so many more weapons in the arsenal.
Bro, who started the front kick to the face?
How many times you seen Anderson Silva take somebody down?
Never, because he don't have to. John mixes it up better, yeah. But let me tell you, Anderson Silva didn't really become a fucking counter striker until after he won that belt. Dude, before he won that belt, look what he did to motherfucking Chris Lieben, dude. He comes straight forward. And then the Rich Franklin first fight just came straight forward.
We got to do an Anderson Silva episode after this, I guess.
He was the nastiest motherfucker at the time.
That was a nice inside leg kick.
I would say it's him and John Jones. And then Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse is super legit.
Yeah,
I'm just not. I just don't like watching him
125.
fight, man. Damn, Gus just got him with a plow. That's what they call that Muay Thai. That'll make you tired, John. Can't be running around chasing people.
Not if you're all coked out. It's all good. And you know he's got that fire.
Damn. Bet he took a dick pill between rounds. Wink and Jackson slipped him in a little dick pill.
You know, if Gus wouldn't have gassed out in that DC fight, he could have pulled it out.
What do you think? What do you think about that technique, like catching someone's kick and then running it like a single leg, like running them backwards? That they call that a plow in Muay Thai, and it's actually they made it illegal in a lot of organizations because people were falling out of the ring. Both people, coincidentally, like it could be one guy or the other. I don't know if both people ever fell out often, but one guy or the other would fall out of the ring because they'd like sling him up against the ropes and try and do like a head kick or a flying elbow or something like that. Damn. Gustafsson just keeps working that lead hook. See, like the lead hook, I love throwing a lead hook, particularly against when someone stands southpaw and Jones is switching so much, like right there. Like tonight in kickboxing, I taught a combination 1-3-3, and we did follow-ups off that. See, when Gustafsson comes down off that lead leg, I love to drill a lead leg side kick, man, Superfoot Wallace style. Jones is really working that leg.
I want to see Yoel Romero versus John Jones.
That'd be crazy. Yoel Romero, I did not realize he was that old, man.
Yeah. Imagine that if he would have got into this when he was like 20-something.
Oh, man, my back.
Maybe you need a backiotomy.
It's crazy. I can't believe, like, everybody's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, oh, I coughed. And my low back went out.
Bro, you ever fart so hard your back popped?
No.
Legit had that happen, bro.
Oh, shit.
Crazy.
Dude, but now, like, one time I coughed and my upper back all tweaked out on me when I was in college. But, man, I've had some issues with my low back for probably like 2 or 3 years, but it's been like I've been keeping it super strong, and it just kind of went out on me, man. I don't know what the deal was. I think I've just been sitting down too much, like working on typing lectures up and shit.
Bro, standing
See, there's that plow again. What is, wow.
Slippery. Like a fish, bro.
Yeah, man. Gustafsson's in the zone right now. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Phil Davis do a little more than he did. Let's see here. All right, good deal. I'll be teaching in Fort Smith tomorrow night.
Scat cat.
And then I'm teaching a seminar in Bentonville on Saturday. Then we're going to go see Son Squabby on Sunday. stop in.
It just pisses me off
hang
every
out
time
with-
you remind me that
hang
it's
out
on
with-
Sunday.
Hang out with Nate for a little bit.
Man, I'd love to, dude. I'd love to see Nate and see Swab and Floozies. And
Nate's
get down.
pupil. We'll just look at Nate's pupil. It'll change
Oh.
our lives. Like that one guy.
You need to upload that.
Oh man.
You need recliners in here, bro.
What's dude? I need. Okay, here's some things I want in here. I got to get a fridge in here.
That's an idea.
I need a trash can,
That's idea. Coasters.
coasters, custom Life Unraveled coffee cups. What do you think about my Black Belt box out here, dude?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, my buddy Steve made it for me. He's coming on the podcast soon.
Steve.
Steven. I actually filmed a technique and put it on our YouTube channel today that Steve taught me back in the day when he was a purple belt. He got his black belt probably like 6 or 7 months ago. So, yeah, damn, Jones is cut up. My brow is nasty. You know, dude, there's a guy that is in Arkansas boxing named Ray Rogers, and he has been in amateur boxing for 70 years and worked the corner as a cut man in 49 world title fights in boxing. Was cut man for Jermaine Taylor back before he was shooting people and shit. Nice little leg kick. Dude, when you can get those leg kicks chopping down into that common peroneal right above the knee. See, dude, that little lead leg side kick to the front of your thigh. Kicks to the front of the thigh hurt too, don't get me wrong. It almost like you can almost hyperextend the knee. Like if you step out to the side and lay your shin across the fronts of both their legs. Like, so you can do a tie kick in a way that you can kick the front of both their legs. Ooh, shin on shin. I was just talking about that with somebody. I was like, yeah, you just go shin on shin with somebody just to see, you know, just to see who's made of it. Nice. Man, Jones's switch knee he threw on Cormier in their last fight was so nice. You remember that? We did that jab and then a switch knee.
Just fucking setting that head kick up the whole fight.
Oh, John, you think you're just going to...
Ronda Rousey style.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm just going to let her kick me in the face?
Oh,
Apparently.
my God, dude.
That
was devastating. They called it.
She's like, what do you think I'm going to do? Pressure? And let her kick me in the face?
Oh, damn. He just landed a nice lead leg high kick to the head.
I can't wait for Jones to come back. I'd rather watch him fight than Conor McGregor.
What do you think? Didn't you say that you read something online or something about the Golden Snitch said something about something?
Yeah, Jeff Nowitzki said that it's more than likely he took a tainted supplement just due to the fact of the testing and the how much he was popped for and what he was popped for.
I think he did it. I think he's a career steroid user, and I think that he's just like sloppy because he does coke and surrounds himself with like. Yeah, I mean, you've seen his manager.
Who's his manager?
Dude, let me show you a picture.
Is it that Olive dude or whatever?
I don't know what his name is.
Okay, look up that dude and then look up all his fighters and see how many of his fighters have been popped for something.
This guy. Yeah, right? I know.
What, you want some cocaine? I got some in my pocket.
Yeah, right.
That's what that face says to me.
His manager's his coke dealer. And I think this is the dude, like, he pays this dude to drive him around. Look at that face. Like,
he looks like a fat version of Bobby from the Brady Bunch.
What the fuck? Oh, shit. We're going to be talking about Gilligan's Island on here next, man.
Hey, classic.
It is classic, honestly. I would totally watch all those episodes again.
You're
just
on
to say
fucking
I'd
Gilligan's
done that.
Isle? Are you kidding me? Did you watch the movie when they finally come back to land?
Dude, yeah, but it's been so long.
All right. Shit, I rewatched some of Flintstones the other day with fucking John Goodman.
John Goodman
Yeah.
and Rick Moranis, Rosie O'Donnell.
Not Rick Moranis. It's a Baldwin.
Oh,
Yeah.
the sequel,
No, it was the first one.
Viva Rock Vegas.
I barely remember that one, but the first one.
No,
is
dude,
the
Rick
Baldwin.
Moranis plays Barney.
No, the first one is a Baldwin.
No.
Yeah, bro, look it up.
No, I'm telling you right now, dude.
Look it
It's
up.
Rick Moranis.
It's not Rick Moranis. From fucking Honey.
Bro, we need to put a wager on this right now.
Why?
Because, I mean, I think that, oh, it's not looking good for you, bro, because right here, the very second thing that came up then when I Googled Flintstones Barney is a picture of Rick Moranis. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Film. We want to look at the film. Dude, but yeah, dude, it's totally Rick Moranis next to Rosie O'Donnell right there.
Is it?
Now, in the sequel, which I saw in the Clarksville Cinema in like 6th grade or some shit, Viva Rock Vegas or some shit like that. That has the Baldwin brother in it, but I don't think that has John Goodman in it. I think it had a different dude that played Fred Flintstone.
It is Rick Moranis as Barney Rubble, bro.
Dude, one time with Brandy
Perkins as
Deming at the
Wilma.
time, now Brandy Cogan. Oh damn! Thumb to the eye right there. That was a sick kick. Bink, rear uppercut. He started finding that rear uppercut in the two sheriff fight. Watch here. See, is that a thumb to the eye? Yeah, that's like more like the knuckle of the thumb,
and
though.
it didn't even hit his eye, really. Rogan was mistaken. I believe.
Did you see that there was this video of LeBron James acting like he got poked in the eye in an NBA fight? I don't really watch the NBA or LeBron James. I don't give a fuck about any of that. But, dude, they played it from multiple angles, and the commentator was like, oh, he slapped his face, or something like that. And it's like, clearly not, dude. Like, we're sitting here looking at the Are you looking at the replay?
I just don't get down on team sports. I hate soccer, football, baseball.
Bro, you were
basketball.
a badass goalie.
Man, I don't.
You were so good.
That was really before I realized that there's just a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of grown ass men playing with balls. I want to see who is the realest, baddest motherfucker.
I know,
there
dude.
is.
One thing we tell parents to like try and get their kid because I mean, dude, martial arts is particularly good for kids to get into that have like not worked out with team sports already, or team sports are not for them, or whatever. But it's like, hey, do you want your kid to not get picked last, or maybe even not at all? Maybe they should come do martial arts. Just saying.
Bro, you need to open up that
individual
pickup
sport
service from school.
We'll do that eventually. That's something we've talked about. We're doing another summer camp. We did a summer camp last summer. We're doing a summer camp this summer. Of course, take him to the aquatic center one day. That's going to be cool. Mr. Pupper Man. That's my dog. You want to talk into the mic? You speak. Speak. You speak. What? Okay, good. That was good. All right. You had your moment. Calm down. You know, like, did you ever think that this dog, Hickson, could maybe be like the Lou dog of the podcast? But not a Dalmatian, a chocolate lab. Smells like Hickson inside the studio. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jones is eating up Gustafsson's legs. Really, I just got Gustafsson being strong first couple of rounds. That third round, because of the leg kicks, I'm going to give it to Jones. He just like gets that damage is going to catch up with Gustafsson even more. Because I remember, I remember him being a lot more affected. I mean, he couldn't even leave the octagon on both his legs, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were putting those dudes on stretchers like right outside the cage.
Jones for sure. And the picture they took together after the fight, Gus was standing. Jones was on the stretcher.
Remember that Shell Sonnen fight where Jones's toe just super gnarly. Dude, have you ever thought about just becoming a audio engineer and just podcasting all day?
Bro, I couldn't do it.
Because I totally need a bro to just podcast all day.
Just fucking sitting here.
You could be Miley Cyrus.
Bro.
This stars of death. Oh man, too funny. Joey's always talking about eating an ear off of him. He's like, "Yeah, go ahead, grab you an ear." Damn, Jones's eye. I didn't remember it being that bad.
Yeah, look at the head strikes landed. 88-18.
Another good lead leg high kick. That says a lot that he was able to knock Cormier out with that same strike, but Gustafsson's ate 2 of them.
Yeah, he eats a couple of them, a few of them, a couple more.
Yeah, actually, that was, I think, the 3rd one, right to the domage. Man, Jones's eye is torn up. He is bleeding everywhere.
He gets that spinning
Looking up, he's like,
second.
we almost done
Here
with this round.
Bam, there it was, dude.
Oh, nice.
He almost gets the finish right.
Damn. Yes. He should have held into that tie clinch a couple more knees.
He made a mistake right there going for a takedown. Pride just trying to take him down. Knee to the body. Elbow. So you should have just stayed in the clinch the whole time and done that.
I didn't tell you this, but that last podcast guest, whose podcast we're not going to upload, while we were listening to that podcast, text me. Yeah.
Bro, you gotta upload that podcast.
Yeah, read that.
Do I want to? Just the top one or both of them?
You can read the top one too. That's the one I think that came last night when you were here. Dude, are you trying to tell me you couldn't podcast like 5 episodes a week? Adam Carolla says that's small potatoes. Bro, what is your assessment of this person you don't even know?
He's like super depressed, super lost, super reaching out.
I feel for him, man.
I do too.
That was a legit little combo. Remember when Jose Aldo, when Chad Mendez trying to take his back, he just turned around and hit that mother, bam! Just like out of nowhere.
Grab that fence, bro.
Jones almost finished him. Jones has really pushed it a couple of times. Too. Dude, you need to get that Vaseline booger out your eyebrow, man.
Bro.
Oh, man. You got to do better than that, cut man. Yeah, he does look wobbly. I think that's probably because his legs are tore up. I remember his base being fucked up because of the leg kicks. Man, what do you think about this? Like, I've never seen it in any other fight other than in the Ngannou fight, and I think it's bullshit. I don't think you should do it. But so Saturday, when I cornered that boxing fight, there was a boxing coach that put a towel around his fighter. Remember they did that in the Ngannou fight, and everybody was talking shit.
Wet towel or dry towel?
Just a dry towel, just a towel.
I don't really see the problem with it.
Dude, I think that you need to be able to. I think it's suffocating. I think you need to open them up, let them breathe. You need to cool them off, put ice on their neck.
Well, not to leave it on them, but to wipe them down. Like wipe them down, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with just leaving it on them, just like laying it on them. No, you should be cooling off as much as possible. Opening up your shorts, let your crotch cool out is what you really need to be doing.
Dude, I never watched Cormier and Gustafsson. Was that a 5-round fight?
Fuck yeah, it was a battle. It was an amazing fight. If Gus could have just sucked it up for the 4th or 5th round, I'd have had him winning that fight too.
Damn.
It's like he gasses out in the 4th and 5th round pretty bad.
Got that Conor McGregor cardio.
I mean, he's still banging, but look at him. I mean, he's so labored just in his movements after punching.
So
John's still definitely in better shape. Right? Look how deep that shot was. Finally gets it, bro.
Yeah.
That was one of the deepest shots I've ever seen in my life, dude. And clean. Super clean.
Dude, you know what I like to do off of a shot is take the back.
I'd prefer side control.
Yeah, you can hit from side control, but I don't know, man. Just like anytime I can shortcut and go to your back and flatten you out and choke you, I just want to do that. Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
His beard's insane, bro.
Oh.
It's a tough son of a bitch right there, dude.
Dude, we're gonna watch him get knocked out by
That blew my mind when that happened.
when Johnson knocked him out.
Yes, I picked Gus to beat him, dude. I really did. I was like, oh, Gus is about to just mow this motherfucker down. Wrong.
Jones's face so swollen he looks like Rashad Evans right now. Is that bad to say? He does. Like, does he not? Like, you know how Rashad's got he's got bigger lips.
Yeah.
Like Jones's lips are all swollen. His top lips all swollen. He looks like Rashad.
Bro, Jones hits him with a crazy ass flying knee at the end of this fight that lands smooth as fuck.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Jones watching it again.
In the fourth and fifth rounds for sure, but
the first half of the fight, Gustafsson came on strong for sure, but I felt like he lost it by the 3rd round.
Like, Jones is definitely the fresher of the fighters. Like, if they would have kept fighting until somebody died or something, Jones probably would have won.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think somebody gave him a 10-8 round too, so I think that's what really helped
Yeah.
him win.
What do you think about Greg Jackson?
He's a good coach. A lot of fight knowledge. Has a good eye for it.
Man, Winklejohn's striking. I just am such a fan of.
The combination of those two guys at that gym is what makes amazing results.
Yeah, and they have specialists in all areas too, and that's what you're starting to see. Like, people are having 5 coaches in their corner, a striking coach,
that's too much.
a wrestling coach, an MMA coach.
I think 2, maybe 3. I think 2 is just right.
I think GSP had Greg Jackson, John Danaher, Freddie Roach. Wasn't Jackson in his corner when he fought Bisping?
Edvaros Sahabib or whatever.
Yeah.
That's his main one. See that dude, that knee.
It was legit.
It landed smooth. One of the greatest fights ever, for sure. I'll give it that for sure. Joe Rogan is correct.
I have no idea who won.
History.
What about that text message? Jeez.
Makes me feel bad for him, dude. That's like, damn.
Yeah. Can't believe Gustafsson took Jones down twice.
I think it might have even been 3 times. Look at that left hook.
Jones must have done a little too much coke the week before this fight.
He said he didn't even train for this fight. He said he didn't train at all for this fight.
Really?
And
When
partied
did he
the
say
whole
that?
week,
Like on
and-
JRE?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And he partied the whole week before.
Only I'm allowed to party.
Huh?
Have you ever seen that Andy Samberg movie, Hot Rod? Only I'm allowed to party. There's a funny scene where he keeps saying that to his crew.
Dude, I think he's crazy as fuck when he's in the garage beating on that motor with his hammer. Like, what?
Man. Stitch. Oh, man.
Bro, is it bedtime?
No, clearly not. We still have 2 more fights to go. Guess. What'd you think about Dana White getting the belt jerked out of his hands by Stipe and
I think
Stipe?
it was too ridiculous. Come on, Stipe. They're fucking promoting the fuck out of you.
You heard it here, folks.
I mean, Dana can be a douchebag sometimes. I give him that. But goddamn, come on, just chill out a little bit.
This was at a UFC fight night.
Do what?
Gustafsson and Johnson.
It's a fight I wish we could have seen is Johnson versus Jones. God, if Jones wouldn't have fucked up so much. He'd be the biggest thing in the world right now. He'd be bigger than Conor McGregor.
Anthony Johnson, man. Remember when he was fighting like people like Josh Koscheck?
And the dude that looks like Screech at welterweight, and he fucking kicked that dude in the face and laid him straight out.
Who was oh yeah, yeah.
Just like Screech, bro.
God, what was that guy's
I
name?
can't remember.
Yes,
It was
I gotta
hilarious to
look that
watch
up.
Dude get punched in the face because his hair would just go all over the place, dude.
I know. Oh man, I remember that guy. He got beat a few times, real bad. Okay, Anthony Johnson. Let's check out his record real quick.
I'll know it as soon as you say his name.
Charlie Brennerman.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, Johnson had more fights than I thought out of the UFC.
Yeah, he had a lot of fights for like WSOF.
7 fights outside the UFC. Then he got back in the UFC and fought Phil Davis, Hajiro Nogueira, Gustafsson, Cormier, Jim Manuel, Ryan Bader, Glover Teixeira, and Cormier again. Lost to Cormier both times. See, I saw the second Cormier fight, but I don't remember seeing the first one.
Do what?
What's that?
What'd you say?
The second Cormier fight. I saw that one where Cormier finishes him.
Finishes who?
Anthony Johnson.
Oh, see, I hadn't seen the second one. I've only seen the first one. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so he finishes him in
He
the...
finished him both times. Same way.
Oh, he does finish him. I thought that fight went all 5 rounds.
No.
Okay,
Checks
good.
him
So,
out.
yeah, we'll watch that. That's only gives you 2.5 rounds. It's nothing. We need some water. Okay, we're going to pause this shit and get some water.
I can grab one real.
All right. We're back just in time. With grapes. Okay, so check this shit out. I read this on Wikipedia, so it must be true. But Gustafsson's been to prison, dude. Like a couple of times. Yeah.
Who's he to be judging people then?
Yeah.
For what?
Fighting related shit.
I can see that. I mean, those look like prison tats on his arm. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, all of his tattoos look like prison tats. Poor Gus. God damn, in his home country. Poor Gus.
Doesn't this happen like... Is this happening the first round?
Yes.
Super fast?
Yeah, man. Holy shit.
You ever seen Daniel Cormier's takedown highlight? Super legit. He like... His takedown's a Dan Henderson.
Bro, you do need a trash can in here. Gus was looking good at first. Until he wasn't. Look how ashy that motherfucker looks.
Yeah. And he's still doing it years later in the Teixeira fight. And John Hackleman was pissed about that in Vegas when he was talking about it.
We're talking about what?
About Gustafsson poking Glover Teixeira in the eye.
Ooh, see, I think it's a headbutt is what causes that knockdown, man. I don't think it was a true right hand that caused that knockdown. I'm pretty sure it was a fucking headbutt that caused that first knockdown.
Man.
He went in to throw the right hand, and they collide heads.
Maybe they'll show it in the replay. Man, he is swarming him. He's in big trouble, Joe.
Look at this. King.
Man. Puppy. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, that was a good stoppage.
Bro, rewind it to that first drop.
I tried to rewind it. I turned it down. Okay. Before this or after?
Before this.
Will you open that door for him?
It's the first knockdown.
So it's like right after they start back after their...
Yeah. See, bam, headbutt. Tell me that wasn't a headbutt, dude. That was a fucking headbutt.
Yeah, it did look how I would like to see a different angle on it. Okay, so Gustafsson videos.
God, Johnson, fucking nasty, dude. See, I wanted to see him fight John Jones so bad.
Would have been a cool fight. Did they ever talk about making it or try to make it?
No. You know, it may happen later down the road when Jones comes back and Johnson's just like, fuck it, I'll fight him at heavyweight.
I wonder how many. I mean, Cormier's got to be just a couple of fights away from retirement. I would think.
Well, it's curtains closed when he turns 40, is what he says. And he's 39 right now.
Yeah.
He said when he turns 40, he's not fighting no more. He said I don't even think he'd make an exception for Jones either.
He was just saying this week he wanted to fight Jones a third time.
Yep.
And I was like, but I thought there wasn't any rivalry.
He just wants to beat him. He didn't even bout the belt no more.
Yeah. Dude, I don't like DC. He just
I used to not really
gets on my nerves, man.
I've kind of grown to like him. He's a good dude, so.
Let's see here. Back it up a little bit.
You know what pisses me off about the UFC? Look at all that advertisement in the octagon.
Yeah.
And then they make the fighters wear their sponsors. Like, at least give them the option to have those same sponsors that's in the octagon. You know what I'm saying?
Second round.
Like, let them be sponsored by Monster and fucking Harley Davidson,
Yeah,
and
event
Metro.
sponsor versus fight sponsors. Yeah, the Reebok deal is pretty raw,
shit,
just fuckery.
I mean, look at all the advertisement the UFC gets to have. Why can't the fighters have that? Look at that octagon, bro. There's advertisements in every fucking corner and on the top. Look at that Toyota Center, Halo.
All right, we're not backing it up anymore. You know, Cormier is, like, I would say he's effective in that, like, dirty boxing range. You know, like, sort of a mid-clinch range, like, dirty boxing, clinch. It's sort of, I think it just suits his wrestling background pretty well.
Bro, he said him and Khabib go to war. Did you see that?
Dude, I heard all these legends about Khabib and shit, and then I watched a video of Gleason Tebow taking him down. In the UFC.
I think that was like his first fight or something in the UFC.
Yeah.
Bro, everybody gets taken down.
Yeah,
Bro,
but dude, they were saying Khabib like has never like no one's ever like snapped him down, like broke his posture and stuff like that, and I'm just like, guys.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Don't take away from what Khabib can do, bro. He's a huge 155-pounder.
You know, this was pre-USADA for Gleason Tebow, too. I would like to add.
That dude is unusually jacked for some reason.
I know, dude. A total specimen, man.
Shit. Like, DC should be a middleweight.
Yeah, it was. I was glad in a way when he moved down to 205 because I felt like that was a more suitable weight class for him. But still, look how much smaller he is than Gustafsson.
He's a fucking middleweight, bro.
Remember when Rashad moved down to middleweight?
Dude, he was shredded at middleweight. Like, god damn, dude, you are jacked. Like, Dana White shared a picture of him. Was like, look.
What's Rashad been doing?
You know, just losing to random people. I think he's moving back up to light heavyweight. He lost to Sam Alvey, and I'm pretty sure in his last outing. Smiling old Sam.
Interesting.
round 1 in the books.
Look at this.
Yeah, I love how he dumps people on that high crotch. I used to do that high crotch a lot.
Javier Mendez.
AKA.
They're an amazing gym. AKA, for sure. Like, definitely one of the top 5. I'd probably even give it top 5. You know, TriStar,
For sure.
Wink, Jack, AKA.
Pat Miletich was saying that they'd had like.
Just about to say Pat Miletich, dude.
Yeah, dude, isn't it crazy when stuff like that happens?
I was really about to say Pat Miletich camp's a good camp too.
Well, he was saying they had like 49 fighters in the UFC or something. I think 49 people from his gym that had televised careers, maybe. I can't remember 100% what he was saying, but something like that. Like a whole bunch of people fought on TV. Yeah, dude, I'm just not hardly ever excited about watching Cormier fight unless he's losing.
I mean, he's going at it.
All right, round 3, here we come. Yeah. Cormier. There's no rivalry. Oh, man. Work hard.
So that's not an Indian on his arm or a Native American. What is it?
What?
On Gustafsson's arm, there's a tribal type tattoo.
I don't know.
It looks like an Indian or a Native American, but he's not from America, so what else would they be called? I guess they'd just be tribes people.
Yeah. Natives.
He's from Sweden. Do they have fucking Native American looking tribes there?
Well, not in the traditional sense of probably what you're thinking North America or South America,
That's what it looks like.
Central
on his
America.
arm. Motherfucker's wearing feathers on his head and shit. Goddamn Native American.
It was a prison tat, bro.
Definitely on his left arm. The fucking prison tats. Or right arm.
Yeah, that is shocking. They're 1-on-1 on takedowns going into the 3rd.
Yeah, he's got 2 takedowns, not just 1.
Yeah, I really enjoy Gustafsson's rear uppercuts.
You know who throws him better? Anthony Johnson. Ask Glover Teixeira's tooth.
Man, Glover Teixeira is just like a freaking gatekeeper, man. Poor dude.
Man, he coming into the UFC just burst onto the scene, just being the baddest motherfucker there was, and then he fought John Jones, and it's just been
Yeah. Jones broke his collarbone, man, with a freaking overhook. I talk about that a lot. I'm really impressed by that.
The fight that should have happened, Jones versus Silva.
Maybe they'll have maybe they'll do it in Bellator.
10 years. Anderson's still just rolling the fuck out, looking like a 70-year-old trainer that's just yacked.
Oh, man.
You know his trainer?
Yeah, I do, dude.
Just like, wow, you look like you're 30, bro.
Joe Rogan said he texted like a picture of that dude to Dana White and was like, look at Anderson's trainer. Oh, do something, Cormier. I like throwing a jab after a lead hook. Like we've been working on that actually, like cross hook jab, hook cross jab. Yeah.
Starts to lose it about the third, fourth round.
I think it's in the third that he goes out. So Gustafsson's only lost 4 fights in the UFC, 4 fights period. What do you think? I didn't get that far on the JRE, but what do you think he's got next?
Volkan Ozdemir, maybe. Let's see who else is
That would make
nobody
sense.
Really. You know, there's nobody really, unless he fights just like a fucking, just any old top tenner.
Man, he's getting beat up. So this is where I was talking about like Cormier shines. It's like right here in this little like dirty boxing phase.
Oh, he fucks him up in this clinch. Like, especially in the 5th round, it gets real bad because Gus can't even move, so he just holds him there.
What rounds he choke him in? Does he choke him in the 3rd?
And Gustafsson?
Yeah.
No,
It's about to end.
No, it's not. It goes all 5 rounds. See? Look at that. Almost finishes DC right here, bro. This is why I have him winning all 3 rounds. Fucked him up with that knee, dude.
Fascinating.
Yeah, bro, this goes all 5.
Dude, it's crazy. The thing I'm looking at's got to be wrong then, because
Anthony Johnson gets subbed.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at. Am I looking at Anthony Johnson? Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Bam.
Kink.
Damn.
See, look at that tattoo. What the fuck is that?
That looks like some sort of Eastern Native American.
An Eastern Native American, you
like
crazy
Eastern North America. You know what I'm saying? Like Iroquois. Like East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Not like Eastern Europe or like East Coast North America. Like Great Lakes region.
Yeah.
The Huron.
That was super specific.
I mean, I think that's what they look like. I don't know. It's a legit looking tattoo, though. It's what they look like in the movies. Yeah. Yeah, I got totally confused a second ago on that Anthony Johnson and Gustin. I was thinking that Cormier was going to choke him. And now I'm going to have to watch Cormier fight for 2 more rounds. Damn it.
I told you it went on 5 rounds at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, and then we got off on that Johnson tangent when we were watching Gus Johnson, and I was like, oh, yeah, I just conflated it together. What? How you gonna pick up Cormier's legs like that? Oh man, crazy podcast week. Freaking crazy!
It's still going crazy. That dude's still texting you.
Man, I was not happy about that, as I'm sure you discerned.
Oh,
I got one uploading. It's about to hit YouTube right now. I uploaded I've got all my episodes other than one out right now, and I'll probably upload this one on iTunes tonight. Man, it's crazy how occasionally guests have told me this too. But you just get shit wrong. Misquote facts and stuff. For example, I've been doing this 1968 research project. I'm talking about this racial crisis that happened in Arkansas in 1968. This is kind of like a side project or a side of the podcast. And I said the Little Rock 9 happened in 1968, but it actually happened in 1957. And I wasn't able I deleted the audio before I was able, and after I uploaded it already. So I'm just gonna have to go back and edit the description that. And I thought about it afterwards. I was like, I've had one of my mentors who's the most dude I respect the most, misspeak like that, and then didn't even catch it. And another professor was we're recording him, and was like, "Hey, you said this," and he was like, "Oh, okay."
it happens, dude. People misquote.
It does, man. I hate it when it happens. That's it doesn't really bother me that bad. It bothers some people really bad, I think, but it doesn't bother me as bad. But it's just something to think about. Some people would not do this type of thing for those very types of reasons, you know? Is so jacked up.
Bro, you probably shouldn't be sitting right now. You should probably be fucking laying down.
Dude, I did. I taught 3 classes today. But,
goddamn, you were teaching classes with that fucked up back?
Yeah, leg locks and stuff. It was awesome. Heel hooks.
Bruh, it's fucking midnight.
No.
Yeah.
People don't know what time it is. Unless you tell them.
I know what time it is.
Yeah.
How you like me now?
Yeah, well, let's go. We can go ahead and wrap this up because, this is going to be like all Daniel Cormier fights and boring as fuck. So, man, I'm just not a fan. But Alexander Gustafsson, I kind of like him. I'm glad we got to watch that John Jones fight. Been wanting to rewatch that for a little bit. And then, ironically, he came on Joe Rogan's MMA show. Now we're doing our MMA show. And,
yeah, I got to finish watching that then.
What's that?
I got to finish watching.
I have to watch it to the end. Yeah, we'll obviously finish it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the podcast, though. We've been recording for about an hour 20. So, yeah. Another episode of MMA Unraveled. Subscribe to the channel. Life Unraveled podcast. We got 5 shows a week we're trying to do right now. MMA, Life Unraveled, After the Show, History Unraveled, and Music Unraveled. So stay tuned for more episodes each week. Signing off.